I have never met Judge Tracy Hunter. I've never argued a case in front of her. I'm not a member of the Democratic Party. Actually, I'm a registered Republican. And the reason I'm here is because the things that I see Judge Hunter being attacked on are the same things that I was attacked on. For example, in the DM case that is now in front of the Ohio Supreme Court, where the prosecutor was compelled to turn over discovery. That was the same issue that I had. The only difference is that in my case, I was reprimanded by the judge and put down by my supervisor. In Judge Hunter's case, she ordered the prosecutor to turn over the evidence. And the only reason that this case is in the Supreme Court right now is because Judge Hunter denied because she dismissed the case. She dismissed the case and the prosecutor filed an appeal. And the Court of Appeals granted the prosecutor's appeal, dismissing the case, meaning that charges would resume. And now it's up in front of the Supreme Court. And what I find so interesting is now that it's up in the Supreme Court, now 3 amicus curiae briefs have been filed on behalf of the juvenile. That's the same issue that apparently is not supposed to be litigated. So I just wanted to let people know the truth about what is really going on down there. And I have no agenda. And, you know, this isn't about me. This isn't about I'm sure that the public defender is going to come back and they're going to try to discredit some of my things and say that I was a bad employee and give you 20 different reasons. But you know what? That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why I was fired. What matters is that Ray Fowler, who is the chief public defender, is allowing the juvenile court judges, in this case a Republican judge, and the prosecutor to dictate the defense of these children. So let's not make this a side issue. The fact of it is he put in writing that was one of the reasons. That's a problem, and that really, I think, should be looked into. And the other thing is this isn't really just about Judge Hunter either. It's about the children. And it's about the children who have a due process right to a fair trial and to effective representation and to be rehabilitated. That is their due process right, and that is not happening in Hamilton County. And one further thing is that what this is really about in the end is it is about you. It is about you as a society. Because when these children are bound over when they're 14 years old and they're locked up for 20 years and they get out and they're 34, they can't get a job, and now they're stuck into poverty. And you know, people want to complain about the number of people on welfare rolls, and they want to complain about the social programs, and we're using our tax dollars for social programs, well, what do you expect?
Thank you very much, Susanna. We appreciate her coming forth. And it is said that there are more children adjudicated from Hamilton County Juvenile Court System than any other county in the state of Ohio. I will leave it to the press to do their own investigation. Why are more children from this county sent away and sentenced than any other county in the state when we are not the largest county? Is that true? And how long has it been going on, and why is it continuing to go on? Susanna Meyer will welcome your questions, but not right now. She would like for you, if you have a question for her, to submit it by email, and she will respond to every question submitted. If you have a question, if you would send it to hiltonbbhm@gmail.com. That's hiltonbbhm@gmail.com. That's how questions will be responded to. Thank you all very much.
I thought this was supposed to be a news
question?
conference.
Go ahead.
I thought this was supposed to be a news conference. News conferences, when you bill them as a news conference, we're supposed to be able to ask questions and not filter questions through somebody else. Is this not a news conference? This is just making a statement.
No, this is.
I will take your question. I will take your question.
Cool.
Does any of this have to do with Judge Hunter?
Yeah, the same question in the back. I mean,
Okay, the question is, what does this have to do with Judge Tracy Hunter?
What does what I had to say have to do with
You said you never practiced in front of her.
what? Right now, in the Ohio Supreme Court, there is a case, and the issue is discovery.
Is that the 527B issue?
Yes,
That the Court of Appeals ruled that Judge Hunter was wrong?
yes, exactly. And right now, there is also three other organizations who are supporting the decision of Judge Hunter. The Ohio Public Defender, the Ohio State Public Defender, the Children's Law Center, and there's another one, I can't think of who it is. The issue is that Judge Hunter granted the public defender's motion for discovery.
Judge Hunter effectively said that these are some records that Judge Hunter believes should be made public, even though the higher court has ruled that they are not public and should not be granted to the public.
That-
Okay, well, we're not
That's
gonna get
not
into a
the
debate
issue.
back and forth over that.
I'm asking
What's the
questions.
next question?
That is a question.
Yeah, I believe you had a question.
question.
well, it's the
You
same
gonna answer my
question.
question?
Okay,
I'll
well-
yield to his question. I mean,
Well, you're gonna yield, but going back and forth over one issue.
That's what a
What
press
other
conference
questions?
is
Okay,
about.
let me ask this. Does this look like it's a conspiracy against the youth in Hamilton County to railroad them,
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
That's the similarity. That's why she came forth, because she sees some similarity in what she faced and what Judge Hunter faced. There's similarity in what she saw, and the date that she noted in her statement was October 22nd, 2010. 2010. That's a long time before Judge Hunter arrived. So it's not like all of a sudden she's just jumped up and say, "Let me go and try to defend Judge Hunter." And what she said in 2010. Please note that powerful statement, and you all will get a copy of her statement.
And she made it clear, this is not about Judge Hunter.
Not about Judge Hunter. It's about the children. It really is.
Now, any other questions about the
Did you
children?
file any ethical complaints or lawsuits against your agency or the prosecutor's office?
I had the rules of professional responsibility are extremely nuanced, and I discussed the issue with my supervisor, all of my supervisors actually. In fact, I discussed the issue with the Hamilton County Public Defender Commission. They were very aware of what was going on in juvenile court. And in fact, Bill Gallagher had called me after this particular discovery issue, the same one that Judge Hunter is dealing with or ruled on. And the Bill Gallagher, the public defender commissioner, told me that he called and he left a voicemail and he wanted to let me know that he understood how difficult it has been to advocate for the clients in juvenile court. He heard what I had been going through and that he wanted to let me know that he supports me, that the private bar supports me, and they support the other attorneys, and that change was going to be coming.
Okay.
It looks like this started with Ray Fowler taking over the public defenders.
Actually, it didn't start with Ray Fowler. It started long before Ray Fowler. The point is that the public defender is allowing the prosecutor's opinions to, and the judge's opinion of not wanting to get taken up to a higher court, decide how children are going to be represented, and that's,
Okay.
I don't think that's
Next
right.
question.
Do you think adult suspects are treated the same way by the public defender? Or are they not represented properly as well?
Do you mean,
In other words, is
Do
it
we-
stacked? Is the system in Hamilton County stacked towards the prosecution for both juvenile suspects and adult suspects?
it's been my experience that the discovery issues are most prevalent in juvenile court. But I think the biggest issue is, and the reason why this is so important is because the purpose of juvenile court isn't to find the child guilty or not guilty. It's to, find them delinquent, and if they're delinquent, then they are then to be sent to some sort of program or probation to rehabilitate them. So that's really the distinction, and that's the problem with all of this, is that because